What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? ZiggyNo, June 2nd, 2025. Brand new chapter. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a quick update on what is going on. Welcome to the Hobby Heartbeat Live. My goal here is to, as often as I can, I'm going to stay away from the word daily or every day, but as often as I can, to go live and share with you what's going on in the hobby. Just share news. And here's the topics I'm going to hit you with every day, or the days that I go live on this topic with this thumbnail. When you see this thumbnail, when you see the Hobby Heartbeat Live, you're going to get hobby news. You're going to get hobby buzz. You're going to get what's coming. And that could be in the sense of releases, shows, news, whatever that might be. We might even do some business insights, some interviews, and so forth. I will also have an open mic night in the future here on the Heartbeat Live. Is it the Heartbeat Live? No, it's the Hobby Heartbeat Live. The Hobby Heartbeat Live. And going live, man, there's no second takes. We're just going to wing it. So, okay. Today, I'm going to cover some of that stuff. I will say this too. I'm going to source my newses. I'm going to tell you my newses. I'm going to give the source of the news that I'm going to be referencing in these videos as often as I can. I think it's important to do. I see a lot of people go out there and give these news opinions every day. And they don't give any sources. And they don't give any credit. And they don't give enough community. And then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break down news as like actual citable stuff, where I'm going to break buzzes down as just kind of what we're hearing, what things can happen. I'll give you a great example. The survey is a buzz. Backyard breaks and PSA partnering, that's news. Okay. So let's start with news related. Carlos, because I'm Carlos, did a great recent video on one of the big things in the news right now is these new upper deck slabs. They've now slabbed the cup cards. So when you get the product, it's already in a slab. And Carlos, because I'm Carlos, did a phenomenal job breaking down why this is really an iteration instead of innovation. Very clever, very well done. He's the only one out there, in my opinion, who actually has given a very honest, this is really a nothing new upper deck thing. I find it interesting. Most people are out there just praising upper deck on this is so innovative and it's going to change the way game use patches cannot be swapped. I don't know. I'll let you watch because I'm Carlos, but I'll say this. Look, when I watched that Upper Deck had this big announcement, I think Jeremy released it first last Wednesday, that they had these new patches. My first thought was, what about CT scanning? Again, the first thing that came in my mind is, what about CT scanning? Like, you're totally ignoring the whole CT scanning. Number one product that Upper Deck has is the cup, and you made a big innovation, but you didn't do anything for CT scanning. Couldn't you put like some film on there that could trigger or let us know it's been scanned? Anything, even just tell me CT scanning's on your menu would have been nice, but it wasn't. So second thing I thought to myself was, I think this is going to make it an easier target for CT scanning, because you're going to know exactly like, hey, scan this. I just want to know what's in that cup. I don't care about the other card. Just tell me what's in the cup in this sleeve slab card. Tell me what that one is. Secondly, and more importantly, I just thought it was crazy that they're self-slabbing these. Like, why are you using your own, I don't know, what are those things called? Hypersonic chambers to create your own slabs? Like, why? Why would you not partner with one of the grading companies? And again, because I'm Carlos, goes into a great breakdown explanation of why Upper Deck would have gone a lot better if they'd done that. And the fact that Upper Deck actually had partnered with SGC many, many years ago. I think about immediately the encased cards that Beckett did. And I remember when Beckett did it, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if PSA did it? Because then you'd have PSA registering. You could register your PSA set of encased, right? You could actually chase the PSA encased cards and register the set as you complete it. That never happened either. It's like we've seen them miss on some of these things so easily. So interesting take. Again, a lot of people are out there talking about how innovative Upper Deck is. It is a good move. Great that they're doing it. There's even some, like, they could make the database more accessible. Maybe other manufacturers will see this. I will say, I think Topps would be open to listening to this. I don't see why they wouldn't. It seems very innovative. There's a lot of other value props that you can get out of this using this database and this slabbing an RPA. For example, think about like this. I need to grab a bottle of water. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Think about those debut patches. Wouldn't it be awesome if those debut patches, now again, you could wait boxes, but what if they were released in a slab? I think that'd be great. not a tops only slab, by the way, like a third party grading slab company. So again, that was newsworthy in the last few days. I think we beat that horse to death, though, on praising the innovation. I hope more comes of it. And like I said, it's interesting to see what Topps and Panini will do. I'm going to move forward in this news thing. I want to go too long. Next news thing I want to bring out was I was listening to Lou Rock, great channel. He was talking about his visit to the local card store and watching two different kids open cards while he's there. So, a lot of us guys, whatever, you guys go down to a card store. I don't do this as much. I used to hang out at Blowout a little bit back in the day. But while you're down there watching, somebody will come in, you kind of watch what they're doing, what they rip. So two kids came in. One kid came in, buys a fat pack, and opens up and pulls like a $200 card. Well, it was listed at $200. It's probably worth about $150. But Lou Rock has this whole conversation about how excited the kid is. He came in, spent like $10, buys a fat pack. He's going to make $100 some bucks, but immediately knew how to look it up, was negotiating with the store owner how to sell it. He thought it was an interesting perspective, right? Another kid comes in with his grandmother. His grandmother lets him buy a box of Heritage, which is, I think, a couple $100, 110, 20, $50 bucks. I don't recall right now. You think I should know, but I don't. And this kid goes through the entire box, and Lou Rock makes a comment, just flings through it, looking for the hits, and even doing things like slow rolling the hit, looking at the corner, peeking, which I think is really interesting, right? Like many people would argue that behavior is like watching us monkeys mimic another monkey opening a banana, right? Like he's peeling from the back of the banana. Did you notice that? The back does not have the rye. Oh, look how he's peeling the banana. That's how we open these packs now. But we did that from watching Breakers. Like when you were kids, did you guys do that? I don't remember cheating to the corner. Like I remember you looking for the team or the helmet, right? Like I remember for the 86 Mets. Like I remember looking down and seeing these orange Mets, right? Being excited about orange Mets. But anyway, Lou Rock was so funny about it. And apparently this kid got absolutely nothing. Was like pissed, upset, didn't get a good card, got a bunch of base cards, and Lou Rock's talking to him. And moral of the story, like Lou Rock's like, I just feel really bad for the future of the hobby and these poor collectors. And I thought to myself again, remember, collecting something that you really can't do until you reach a certain place in your life where you can afford to put things aside and not think of them as a stored place of value. And kids aren't thinking that. Kids are definitely not thinking about collecting at that level, that deep, at that age. They really are thinking about something that, if he gets if that kid had opened that box and got a really good card worth $100 something bucks, all those other cards with it have a lot more meaning. They become a lot more collectible. I remember opening this card before I got to the $200 card. I remember using this card as the Pete card. It's just, it's interesting. It's news. It's newsworthy. I want you to understand that's newsworthy. Go listen to Lou Rock. That's a direct report from what's going on at the local card stores. Kids are very aware. They're smart. They look up comps. And it just makes me think to myself, what is the future of the hobby? It's strong. I don't doubt that. We'll talk about kids some other day. Another topic I want to talk about. Jeff, I'm going to put Jeff's news in the buzz where he's talking about Breaking's Evil. We're going to talk about that in the buzz section. Burbank opened this on, was it Thursday? The 30th. And I haven't seen a ton of feedback about it. I did see, I think Neo did something hearing that it was doing really well. I did have a friend who was actually there. And as you know, I'm kind of critical of local card stores. And this friend was very, very honest with me. He said, no, there was a lot of great, first of all, it was a great opening, great show as far as the visibility, the trade, the interactions, people were there. It wasn't too packed. But he said there was great value on the singles. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, there were a lot of cards who just, priced probably when they bought them. They don't update all their cards, which I thought was kind of shocking, but also makes sense. They're a big company. They probably don't update everything. And it also provides value for those. Like, in fact, made me think to myself, right? In many ways, what's really wonderful about the local card store model, and I got this insight from a jeweler friend of mine, right? Because a jeweler friend of mine told me, look, man, the money made in jewelry was in the buying. It's not in the selling. My God, is it never more clear than it is in jewelry? I mean, really clear in jewelry. I understand more and more why it is in cards. And what he meant by that is what he would set up and buy jewelry and buy it, per ounce of gold or whatever. But often these golds would have these extra diamonds or they'd have stones on them. You'd round the money up or you throw something in, but you were really never, ever paying market value for the stones that accompanied the gold. And often it was not diamonds that were accompanying this gold, right? It was like, lesser precious diamonds or gemstones. But he said, first of all, you're buying the gold at say 60%, right? Maybe 70%. You get all these other stuff that's extra. You melt down the gold. You pick the stones. You basically, you're remining the stuff that came to you at lower than you could actually go out and buy it if you went and bought it wholesale. And you can quickly and easily improve it, add it, melt it, make new jewelry, and increase its value. So common in what you see in sports cards. So my friend at Burbank was basically saying, yeah, he saw cards there that he could buy that day. He could walk over to PSA if you wanted to, get in line, grade them, and probably sell them in the future. Blows my mind. Very, very, very cool. And that's positive. That is very positive. You can find an environment like that where, again, you're getting value on buying the singles, and you can immediately, or either sell them, flip them, or get them graded, whatever it might be. One thing my friend did say when he ran into Rob, as he had his handful of cards and he was buying his singles, Rob was on basically the anti-breaker tirade. Oh my God, aren't you glad that you're not in breaks? I want to see all my customers satisfied. I was like, why is he so anti-breaking? And I will just say this. I do think it's just part of a stick. I think part of people are like, yeah, Rob, I'm going to Rob's store because he hates breakers. I hate him too. You hate him? Yeah. I just gotten 3 breaks, man. I got skunked. I hate breakers. Let's go to Rob's store. So I understand that. That's cool. But again, positive, very, very positive. Burbank, big store, big opening. Would I go there? I'm in California a lot. I don't know if I want to drive out of my way to go to Burbank. It's not my thing to buy singles, but I could see now finding my way there. Another news story I want to share with you around GameStop. I'm sure you heard the stories about GameStop's getting more, and their CEO made a comment about getting more into cards. But I want to share some news, reference a few people here on this GameStop. Card lines. I'm not going to give you my Burbank friend's name. I do not want to identify that he's a friend of mine. It would ruin his reputation. He's a good guy, and if everybody knew that he was friends with Ziggy, you guys wouldn't like him as much. Card lines, and Big Scott did 2 videos recently on using PSA to submit cards. And what was amazing to me is both of them had very, very compelling arguments on why you should use PSA and GameStop for your cards. I'm a PSA collector member, so I submit rather regularly. I would say monthly on average. There were some months last year I didn't go monthly, maybe every 6 weeks. But right now I've got 3 submissions in, 3 submissions in, another one going in. And I can see a bunch coming in the future. Anyway, Card Lines was so positive about it. Like, you could just walk in, you didn't become a member, or becoming a member give you discounts, but you showed the card, you didn't have to type anything up, you didn't have to look up what the card was. And I'll say that's something that is very valuable. I won't lie to that. When I'm on and looking at the card, that's kind of annoying. The other one was Big Scott. Big Scott talked about how he's gotten his budget right now because of the grading fees and the shipping fees, and the fact that things about $22, $24 to grade a card. He's probably going to grade a few cards every other week, right? He'll get just some cards come back, and within 60 days, so after the National, every 2 or 3 weeks, he'll have cards come back from PSA through GameStop. I think that's great. So I really think it's interesting. All the retail is just ramping up, man. Local game stores, local card stores are doing really well. I have to go check out my local card store. Have they made any innovations? Have they really changed anything? I will say Collectible Kings, which is a local card store to me, has done a lot. They actually grew into a Virginia Beach area. Great local card store. They're doing a lot in their location. I'm thinking Fantastic Store, which is part of Blowout. I have not been there in a while, and I wonder how much they've done or changed. Okay, so that's the news. I'm gonna hit you with the buzz real quickly. The buzz was the survey. Everybody was buzzing about the survey. I will just say this. I think the survey was released to get you guys to stop talking about PSA and Backyard Breaks partnership last week. Like, they dropped it just in perfect time. Everybody talked all about the survey. It was everywhere, man. Like, Hobby Hotline had PSA on talk only about wiping. They didn't talk at all about Backyard Breaks. Jeremy Lee talked all about the survey all night long. He didn't talk about Backyard Breaks. Not that I'd expect him to talk about Backyard Breaks, but I would expect him to acknowledge the fact that it was interesting timing. The survey came out just when all the criticism on Backyard Breaks. I love this hobby, man. I love how the news, and when it comes out, what's newsworthy, what's buzz. The other buzz story was Jeff Wilson on Breaking is Evil. Oh my goodness. I will say I did make a video. It's on my channel right now, kind of giving me some information on breaking and defending breaking. I will probably do more on that. A project I've mentioned this in the past. It's a project called Breakers HQ. It is something I really, really want to get more involved in. I do think that will happen as we progress through the summer. And I'll give you kind of a summary, too, of what's happening with what's going on this summer. Last quick comment. I've been doing some business insights. I'll just leave it at that. I'm called Business Insights. Looking at right now, PSA. Do you know their estimated market cap is around 4.3 billion as of, I want to say, 2022. 2022. Let's say 2023. 4.2 billion. Right now, they just did 1.6 million cards. They have all these new partnerships, these new apps, these new functionalities, new features. What do you think the market cap is of PSA? Business Insight. I'll give you more information on that. I'll tell you, I've been using AI. This is really cool, man. I've actually been using AI to help build out a model around what we think the estimated valuation of PSA is based on their grading, gem rate numbers, all that stuff, pulling all that stuff in, been able to kind of figure that out. I thought that was pretty cool, by the way. And I'll do more business insights on that on this channel. And I'll say too, ZiggyNo right here, this channel, I don't think I'm gonna change the name. I like the brand. I think I'm just gonna build out the content around these thumbnails. So Heartbeat will be the hobby Heartbeat, will be news, buzz, maybe do a later session on business insights. I'm also going to do some breaks on the channel. Oh, yeah, baby. I am a breaker. Or should I say I'm going to be breaking a lot more. I would break on this channel, but I'm going to be a public breaker later in June. Open mic night. Last thing. Okay, so coming up, let me just give you a quick snapshot. It is June 2nd. Here are some of the things coming out on, and again, I'm really good on the Topps products. I don't have as much visibility in Panini just because I'm not allocated with Panini. Panini, you won't allocate with me. So, you know, okay. Sterling Baseball's coming out on the 4th. That's a cool product. Really nice additions in the way they've, I mean, I will say, man, these Topps products, they've definitely, I feel like every product looks better than the last year. Now, again, I'm biased. I own a breaking company. I sell products. I'm in the hobby, like deep in the hobby. Series 2 comes out on the 11th. Somewhat excited, not really. I'm not a big paper guy, so I'm not a big fan of Series 1, Series 2, or what's that stuff called? Update. I like the Chrome version. NBA Chrome. What's this? NBA Chrome. Yeah. More of that stuff's coming out on the 12th. Baseball. No, that's baseball shirts. I don't see any product on that day. June 16th, Marvel Comics is coming out. I'm excited for this one. Very excited for this one. Almost as excited for this as I was for V-Friends, but so many other people into Marvel, so it's not a sleeper on this. Like everybody's already can't wait for Marvel to come out. Baseball Inceptions on the 18th. That's a really good product. G League on the 19th, and then Dynasty on the 25th. 25th, I think, is right after Fanatics Fest. That's kind of cool. Fanatics Fest is on June 20th. So June 20th, 21st, 22nd, I will be there. I'm probably going to be there with my sons. I'm taking a couple of my boys with me, which I'm super excited about to do that. Where'd my screen go? Here it is. I, by the way, am not using StreamYard. This is very different from me. I'm using just a native, naked eBay, or what's this? Not eBay, YouTube Live. So we'll get better on this. It's one of those early ones. So I'm excited, very much looking forward to Fanatics Fest because I'm going there. I'm going to take my sons with me. I'm going to be participating. One of my companies will be there. And I would say one of the companies I am a minority partner on. I should stress that I am a minority partner on a company, several others as well. They will be there. So I'll have some representation. I can't wait to just hang out, have some business meetings going on in New York City that trip. And then I'll come back. I will have some exciting stuff starting at the end of June into July. I'm going to the NBA, what's that thing called? Summer League in July. We're going to NBA Summer League. I'm going to do some content out there live. And then I'll be going to the National July 30th. It is going to be a really, really fun June and July into August. And I'll see even August is going to be fun too. So August will bring me up on 1 year anniversary of launching Queens of Cards last year, which is just been awesome. We'll talk more about that in the future. Anyway, hope you enjoy this quick hobby heartbeat live. 20 minutes, not bad. Have a thumbs up. That's great. Middle of the day, Monday stream, just trying to get to see if it works. No background, nothing else. It's only going up from here, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate the content. I mean, the comments, all that other stuff. You know, just keep bringing it around.